What's going on, everybody? We are back live tonight. Wow, out of left field, there's a report that comes out from Football Scoop. By the way, happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone watching. Definitely could not have the experiences that we've had today with fans and, other individuals who have been a part of the world without Martin Luther King. So thank you so much to MLK. May he rest in peace, forever. Definitely. Football Scoop breaks basically a headline about the Miami Hurricanes football program targeting Jason Candle, current Toledo's head coach, as potentially becoming the next offensive coordinator at the University of Miami. Ross, I don't know about you, but we previously said, hey, like we don't think it's Bryles, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Dorsey. He's out there in the NFL. But it probably might be a name that we literally have no clue of. We would be completely in shock. And here's a report of a new name coming out, and he's a head coach in the MAC conference.
It's not what I was expecting to see, but after doing a little research on him, he's had that Toledo offense flying pretty good, pretty consistently for a while now. He's been a part of the program for 12 years, 5 years head coaching it now. 38-21 record overall, four bowl appearances. And I think one of the biggest contributing factors to this, Paul, is he's had the number one recruiting class 5 years in a row in the MAC. I think that really appeals to Cristobal.
He's an incredible talent evaluator.
Yeah.
He's had some studs offensively. His offense is very dynamic. It's a spread offense. I love how they utilize their playmakers. This would be outstanding. Now, this is just my only 2 cents, my opinion. I'm curious, why would he want to make the transition as currently a head coach in the MAC? He's gone 7-6 the past 2 years. 1 year, I think it was his second or third season, he was 11-3.
Yeah.
Why would he want to make the transition to be a Power 5 offensive coordinator? Is there more pay? Because I don't know how much Toledo's paying him. I mean, I understand we have a very good budget at Miami. But what other factors are making him want to leave? He is a product of Matt Campbell, who he took over the head coaching job after Matt Campbell left. He's done an incredible job running their offense. So, Ross, do you think this is a home run hire? I love it.
I think it would be an awesome hire. At first, like I said, it kind of surprised me a little bit because it's just something that was so unexpected. My mind had not been going in that direction at all. I've been looking at other OCs and NFL quarterback coaches. I wasn't looking at other head coaches in college, honestly. It just wasn't something that crossed my mind, but he's got the resume. I think he could actually be a pretty interesting interesting addition for us. And I think that it would kind of show that Cristobal's wanting to experiment a little more on offense and not be quite so run heavy.
All right, we got Firefighter Kane saying he's getting paid $1.2 million in salary.
Wow.
Hey, maybe Miami's offering him $1.5 million, maybe $2 million. Who knows?
If he feels like, what he's done at Toledo is the most he can do, and it's just kind of topped out there, and there's just not other opportunities for him as far as advancing his career, then I could see him taking a shot at Miami. Eventually a coach has got to make that decision. What's the next best step for me if I'm looking to, carry myself onto a higher level of coaching? And if he sees Miami as that next step, well, yeah, if he turns around and gets our offense humming, that's probably got more appeal to it than being the head coach of Toledo, for programs above us and possibly NFL teams looking.
I think when it comes to a head coaching, when you're a head coach at a smaller program, it's gone 7-6 the past 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
He's probably acknowledging he's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Being an offensive coordinator at a Power 5 program with Mario Cristobal as the head of the football program, that carries a lot of weight. He's got an outstanding name in the college football ranks. NFL organizations have taken notice of it. Maybe he sees it as a great move. Now, keep in mind, guys watching, take this with a grain of salt. It was just an article, a name that's being targeted, thrown out there. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be the next OC at Miami. He's the top choice. We saw this with Kendall Browse, who was the favorite. According to all the reports, we went after Joe Brady. That didn't work out. So, it's it's been shown Mario's taking his time. And I think with the names that we've seen throughout this offensive coordinator search, I think it's fair to take your time trying to figure this out.
Due diligence. We've spoke about that before. We want these guys to really do their homework. We don't want any quick fixes or overnight fixes. We want these guys to truly do their homework and to be 100% satisfied with the hire they made. I'll tell you what, Paul, something that stood out to me here for the Toledo coach in his first season when he took over that team, top 10 offense in 5 categories, second in passing efficiency, fifth and third down conversions, seventh in total offense, 10th in passing offense, while averaging 517.8 yards per game.
Very
That's his first year as a head coach. Not bad.
And Ross, we saw Toledo play Miami, in 2017, 2018. I think 2017 their quarterback was Logan Woodside. I thought he was a pretty good college quarterback. He can identify talent.
Yeah.
He spreads the ball out. He incorporates a lot of players in his scheme. And I love the offense he runs with the personnel we have here at Miami. We just got transfer Frank Latson from Clemson University. 6'4" wide receiver. He can be utilized tremendously on the outside. He was an extremely talented wide receiver coming out of South Dade Senior High School. I think if Frank Latson, has a healthy season, I think he can do great things. He played in the ACC at Clemson. He's been a part of a very good program. I think it can be a great transition for him. I thought it was a good pickup. I know a lot of people were debating if we should take a wide receiver or not. Who should we take? Some people didn't even want Frank Latson.
Yeah.
So I think having Jason Candle's offense here, with the amount of playmakers we have, your Romello Brinsons, Jacoby George, Brashard Smiths, Keyshawn Smith, Xavier Restrepo, the list can keep going. I think it's going to be outstanding, Ross.
One player to keep in mind here too is he helped develop and find Kareem Hunt at running back, who's a 3rd round NFL pick. That's pretty big for a school like Toledo. And there's another thing too, is I believe it was his first season that he was there as head coach. His tight end, Michael Roberts, led the nation with 16 total touchdown catches. So, we are tight end U. So, obviously he knows how to use his tight ends. He put it, I think he was a 4th round pick, I believe. He's not a name that we're familiar with, obviously. But, heck, man, he put a tight end from Toledo in the 4th round. That's not bad.
Kareem Hunt, just identifying him, utilizing his talent, developing him through college, very impressive.
Yep.
Very impressive.
The more I look into it, Paul, it's just it seems like this is actually the opportunity that I think that we're kind of looking for here. To get away from some of the stuff that people had worried about Cristobal in his past in the offense, and to really look at something different and something new. I think Cristobal is ready to take that next step in his own coaching abilities and his own coaching. What do you want to call it? Just taking the next step, I guess, as a head coach into having a more diverse and more developed offense.
And look, if someone tells me today, hey, look, Jason Candle's the head guy they want to hire, I would be 100% for it. 100% for it.
Yeah.
I think it would be fantastic. We have an outstanding quarterback. We have a good running back room, in my opinion. I know we picked up Henry Parrish as well from the transfer portal, which I thought was outstanding. I thought he did a very good job with Kevin Smith, Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. And it seems like Mario wanted to add a different style of running back Henry Parrish brings to the table compared to the rest of the depth we have at running back. Because Knighton, I think, and Chaney are going to get a lot of carries. I think Parrish is going to be in the middle between those two. I can't speak on that. Franklin, Cody Brown, I don't know the vision Mario Cristobal has for those two running backs, but I think he saw that depth was needed. And maybe some players will not be a part of the offensive scheme moving forward they want to run. I don't know.
Depth with versatility, I think, is one of the main things that he was looking at there. He saw the injuries that we've had with the running back room. So to bring in a guy who is already polished in the NCAA and already had some success, dude, I think it's a home run for our running back room. I think our running back room looks really good. While it might end up pushing a guy out, which I hate to see, I think that this year especially will be just fine. Just fine.
Ross, I know you spent a lot of time looking at Jason Candle's offense before you came on the show. What were some things that you saw that really, peaked out for you?
Well, you can tell that he is an old wide receiver coach himself, because he likes to utilize the wide receivers in his offense. While he has a stout run game and a run game that's productive, he will beat you through the air. Absolutely will beat you through the air. I think he's kind of a guy who's willing to adapt a little bit too with the personnel that he has. I've from a year to year basis, he's been willing to change things up a little bit occasionally just to fit the strengths that he has, and that's what you want to see. You want to see a coach who's flexible, who's willing to take the personnel he has and take them to the highest level he possibly can, instead of trying to make guys fit into areas that they're really not good at. You play to your strengths. Something we've been complaining about at Miami with our coaches for a long time, sadly.
100%. And look, the thing I like about him is that he's completely spread too, right? Completely spread. He'll even go empty set at times, which I love. And I think Tyler Van Dyke, what we saw this past season, going spread. Brett Lashley, he was running RPOs with De'Aaron King. He was never going empty set at all. Air it out. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, top 5. Some say, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Tyler Van Dyke. Air it out with him, man. Throw the ball 50 times a game. Who cares? You have a good wide receiver core. Let's just go crazy with Tyler Van Dyke at quarterback. He's got a cannon. Now, your offensive line as well has to step up. I think we will with Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal. But, let the kid air it out. That's just my perspective of the offense we need to run. Pass heavy. We have good running backs. I think Chaney is a very solid running back. I think Knighton is very good. I love him utilizing him out in the open. He's very shifty, cutting edge. I love him. I love the pickup of Henry Parrish as well. I love those 3. And Franklin's a bowling ball. I don't know how he's going to fit with Cristobal. I think Franklin, Cody Brown may be the odd man out. Why do we put in Parrish? That's just my thing. That's my opinion. And I love that Franklin. I think that Franklin's an outstanding running back.
I think even if we do lose a guy, our running back room is going to be okay, and I think we'll move forward with it. We've never had a problem getting talent at running back at Miami, thankfully.
Absolutely.
And even throughout coaching changes, we never had a problem maintaining the talent. So, yeah, I mean, I think no matter what, that'll be just fine there. And here's something to think about too, guys, is this Toledo coach. He hired Coach Kulagowski to be his co-DC, so maybe he already knows a thing or two about Miami. Maybe he's already kind of asked him questions and kind of dug a little deep to see what kind of options it is for him at a school like that.
Ross, I know Lully. Is it David Lully, his name?
Iuli? Yeah.
5-star offensive lineman. He was visiting. I know that's your neck of the woods, state of Washington. What do you think about that? 5-star, I believe, the connection was from Oregon previously. It's a random question, but I know that's your neck of the woods. What do you see from players from the state of Washington going to Miami?
I think it's a realistic thing, especially with the connections that Cristobal developed in the Northwest while he was there. While those connections aren't going to run forever, they will run for the next class or two. And it's why he's got, 2022 and 2023 kids he's looked at from up there. I think it'd be a fantastic addition, honestly. He's a mauler on the inside. I think it would be absolutely fantastic to add him. And I hope that we can possibly make a push for Connerly as well, who happens to be the number 1 offensive tackle. He's from Washington too. So it's if we could do that, I'd be very, very impressed. It'd be tough to do. It'd be tough to do both. But if anybody can do it, man, Cristobal's the type of guy who can do it.
Yeah. No, we're going to see a lot. Look, everybody knows Mario Cristobal is a great recruiter. Watch out. We got National Signing Day coming in February. We got Shamar Stewart. We visited him at midnight, I believe. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Watch out, man. We might be making some big waves. The Henry Parrish transfer, I don't think a lot of people expected that. Frank Latson, you heard some rumblings early on. We landed him. Watch out with Mario Cristobal on the recruiting trail. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you think Jason Candle, if you want Jason Candle to be the offensive coordinator at the University of Miami. Hit the like button if you want someone else. Maybe a Ken Dorsey, a Kendall Browse, or put a name in the chat of the person you want. Ross, before we jump away from the OC position, anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I think something that would be interesting here for fans to know is that during his time at Toledo, he's coached 25 players who've actually made it to the NFL. That's it's not easy to do it from Toledo. So he's got an impressive resume. He's got some ability to kind of coach above Toledo. You know what I'm saying? To get talent that's even better than what they should normally get, and to coach them up as well and develop them.
Jason Candle can evaluate talent. He can develop his talent. This is going to be if it comes to fruition. I just really like the hire if it does happen.
Yep.
I just like what he's done at Toledo. It's not easy to be a good program to get players, develop them at a MAC program. He was under the coaching tree of Matt Campbell. I really like this that we're considering him. It came out of left field. I really do like that.
Yeah, it just shows me that Cristobal really is willing to explore the options. I mean, we're casting a wide net, thankfully.
Darren Hughes, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Paul, should we throw money at Brian Hartline for offensive coordinator? Look, Brian Hartline, thank you again for the donation. Greatly appreciated. Brian Hartline, man, he's a great coach in college football. He was a great wide receiver. The only problem is Brian Hartline is an Ohio State Buckeye. I don't think we're going to pull Brian Hartline from Ohio State. I don't think anyone will, unless it's a head coaching position. But I believe he got a promotion. He's working with as a co-OC maybe. There's a higher rank than just being a wide receivers coach now. But he's been known to be one of the best coaches so far in college football in his position unit. I just think he's an Ohio State Buckeye. I don't think he'll leave Ohio State for something else. And I don't believe as well he's been a coordinator anywhere. Could be wrong, but I think he's going to grow within Ohio State. Just my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of clear that Ohio State has plans for him and a future with him. They want to make sure that that they keep that guy around because, like you said, he's had nothing but success so far.
100%.
Developing and recruiting, and that's I mean, it's Ohio State. They prioritize that kind of stuff. It's hard as hell to get some of those coaches away from some of those kind of schools, but I mean, dude, I hope just somewhere somehow Cristobal makes that big move when we get that right hire.
Absolutely. Hey, we still need to hire a defensive coordinator as well. That's going to be interesting. Once again, guys, I know they're saying Schumann. They've said Derek Mason. We just got Jason Candle's name as the OC from Football Scoop literally like a couple hours ago. Imagine what's going to happen with the defensive coordinator position unit. Who even knows? So just buckle your seatbelts.
That Houston DC dude. I mean, I've heard more rumblings about him too. So I mean, that just why not throw another name into the hat, basically, But hey, we're doing our due diligence, man. We're willing to look at places that Miami hasn't normally looked to for coaching talent, and that's Cristobal's nationwide approach at getting coaches and getting recruits. I love having him at the U.
100% agree. And Ross, speaking of the defensive side of the football, you actually had an interesting exchange with a UAB coach on social media. You were breaking down film of their outside linebacker. Tell it yourself, the story, what happened.
I was actually breaking down one of their edge rushers for the NFL draft because he's a 6'7" super athletic type of player. I mean, just upside. Well, I was doing that, and when I was studying Moultrie first as the transfer from there, Antonio Moultrie is the guy we've been going for. While I was studying Moultrie, the 6'7" kid just kept coming off the chart. I just kept seeing him make plays. So I made a little tweet about him, and lo and behold, the outside linebacker coach for UAB, who was coaching Moultrie at his position there, ended up responding to my tweet and ended up saying he's going to do the same thing for Miami. So basically, like, just be prepared. He's going to do the same thing for you guys. I don't know if he gave us a big hint. I don't know if he spilled the beans or what. But, I mean, he outright said he's going to do the same thing for Miami. And he said Moultrie's name. He actually said it in the tweet. So, I don't know, man. We might have got a big hint there.
That was a position coach at UAB.
Outside linebacker coach.
So it's his own coach at UAB is telling you he's going to do big things. But it seemed like on Twitter about coming to Miami.
He called him by name and said he's going to do big things at Miami. I mean, it was outright. He didn't beat around the bush. I was kind of surprised.
Just let's keep our eye out on that. Outside linebacker from UAB, potentially could be getting targeted by Miami and come to the University of Miami if their own position coach is, vouching for him to do great things there. So definitely was a very interesting interaction that Ross had with the outside linebackers coach at UAB on social media. So just keep your eye on that. Take everything with a grain of salt, of course, because we've known he got an offer. He was targeted. Latson, same thing, committed randomly one day, and Henry Parrish was kind of pretty quick. That was a pretty quick. I think that was a Kevin Smith tie-in as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was awfully surprised, Paul, that for him to speak so bluntly and so clearly about it, and like I said, to not even beat around the bush about it, just to flat out say this is
Yeah.
what he's going to do at Miami. I mean, yeah, caught me by surprise. So, like you said, keep an eye out, guys.
What did you see from him? Because I know you're breaking down a lot of film. What did you see from him as an outside linebacker? And I'm hoping you're going to reiterate what ideally we should go after.
He's a guy who actually moved from the inside and moved outside. You don't always see that. Oftentimes, you see guys move inside and put weight on and do that. He actually did the opposite. He moved from the outside or inside and moved outside. He's got some of that raw strength and some of that handwork that you have to use on the inside a lot more. It's given him a unique look at the outside because he has that background. He's not a typical outside rusher, but he's a guy that would definitely fit what we want to do at Miami. There's no doubt about it. And he's got some pretty nice untapped upside still, even though he's produced well at UAB. I think there's still some stuff to get out of him, no doubt.
Hey, that would be great. I mean, getting a player of that capacity, that talent, why not, man? We need help at the linebacker position unit. Okay, that needs to be addressed. At least Mario Cristobal is identifying that. So that's great to hear.
He's like, what you would kind of consider what an edge would be now. He's got the outside linebacker and defensive end kind of qualities that's mixed in there that can be versatile. And that's one thing too is versatility, man. I mean, that seems to be the name of the game for Cristobal right now. So heck, versatility on both sides of the ball. I'm all for it.
23 minutes in, 230 people joining us now. Greatly appreciate everyone coming on the show. Hit the subscribe button, guys. If you want Doug Belk, the Houston defensive coordinator, to be the next DC at Miami, hit the like button. If you want another name, such as Glenn Schumann, Derek Mason, or write a name in the chat who you think Miami will reach out to be the defensive coordinator. I honestly think nobody knows what the hell's going on. So,
I
just
felt
take
like
it.
I felt like we might have had a little bit of idea of it, especially waiting this long and then, Schumann being an option and stuff. But it
Right.
seems like we've gone some very different directions since then. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, if Schumann's the guy, great. I just, the national title game's over.
Yeah,
It's the way I see it.
pretty much. Yeah. You'd think there'd be a lot more buzz going forth to it. And we're hearing
Yeah.
other names more than we're hearing Schumann now.
And we could be completely wrong. We could be completely
Oh,
wrong.
yes,
So
totally. I can't predict what's going on right now at the coordinator positions. All I can do is take the news we're getting and just kind of go with the rumors we're hearing. But frankly, I have no exact idea what Cristobal wants to do on either side of the ball. So hopefully it's something exciting.
speaking of potential coaching changes, it has been reported Adam Rittenberg has reported Travaris Robinson has been tapped to potentially move to a position with the Georgia Bulldogs. There's interest from the Alabama Crimson Tide. Keep in mind that he's had a long history working with Will Muschamp as his defensive coordinator. When Will Muschamp was the head coach at South Carolina, Travaris Robinson was running the defense. Well, it seems like Will Muschamp's going to be the DC at Georgia, or is going to be having a larger role at defense. So bringing on Travaris Robinson from Miami could be at play. He was seen recruiting Shamar Stewart on a visit. So, I mean, just take it day by day. But, I think Miami, it would be in its best interest to keep Travaris Robinson.
T-Rob is the utmost professional. So we're not going to get any kind of hint from him if he's going to be leaving or not. He's going to continue to act as if he's going to be the coach at Miami the entire time, whether he has plans of leaving or not, because like I said, he is that ultimate professional. And I do appreciate that out of him, honestly. He's a good dude. He's actually a good guy. I'd hate to lose him, man. I'd hate to lose him, but dude, it's pretty tough to turn down Bama or Georgia, especially with that Georgia defense they got right now and the recruiting they're doing. I mean, it's tough, bro, especially if the money's there, and we know the SEC money is always there. I hope we're willing to. I hope we're willing to at least go to battle for him. Pretty heavy if this is going to be the case. I hope we are, because he's a guy I simply don't want to lose.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia just won the national title game. A good colleague of his, Will Muschamp's going to be running their defense. It's got kind of an easy transition. It's a good move for him. But at the same time, does he want to stay in his hometown? He went to Coral Park. He's from Miami. And you got Mario Cristobal as the head coach. It's a tough decision to make. I would love T-Rob to stay, but he's got some good offers coming his way.
one other thing that too I hope that appeals to him is the players that he's recruited in this 2022 class, getting to bring in his own hand-selected guys and work with them and develop them at Miami, which is something he hasn't had a chance to do yet. So, he's always been working with somebody else's guys. So my hope is that he's developed some really strong bonds with those guys and enough to really want to keep him around to see what he can do with them. Because hey, we got some legitimate special defensive back recruits coming in right now, especially cornerback right now. We got some real special ones.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ross, we're going to be doing a big recruiting show tomorrow. Just want to give out some insights, some of the great players we're going to be having on, because I think the fans are really going to enjoy it. By the way, guys, like once it's February's done, National Signing Day, class of 2023, that is the priority for the staff, obviously. And if you've been, taking notice, we've had some very elite prospects of the class of 2023 and beyond. But we're very excited for the amount of guests we're going to be having on moving forward.
Yeah, this will be a 2023 heavy show, but dude, some of these players, we're talking about guys who are top 10 at their position currently right now. So I'm pretty excited, especially about a running back that we're going to be getting on there. I got confirmation earlier today from his coaches and from his parents that he was going to be heading on the show. So pretty excited about the running back we're going to be talking to, because he's actually top 5 at his position 2023.
Yeah, listen, if we can land Sam Singleton, running back, number 5 in the nation. The running back room is crowded, but still be very impressive.
We obviously are willing to keep going after these elite guys because we understand that depth is everything. All these other teams, Bama, Georgia, all of them, they just keep loading up with talent. Even when you think there's too much talent, how can they possibly get another 5-star guy because have to wait years to play? Oh, they go and get another 5-star guy. It's just what good teams do.
Casey asked, Paul, where do you think we stand on Shamar? I'll be honest, I think it's Georgia, Miami. And I think it's a shootout. That's just my opinion. Fingers crossed we land Shamar Stewart. If we do, got to tip your hat off to Mario Cristobal. Why he's known to be one of the best recruiters in the nation. Let's be real, guys. Georgia just won the national title. They're the hot team. Miami has some momentum as well with Mario Cristobal coming back into town. And Shamar Stewart's from Opalaga, Florida. He's from Miami.
It'd be huge, bro. It'd be so huge to get not just, of course, a 5-star recruit, but to get a 5-star recruit like that with the name and the figure that he's already created for himself, basically. He's already a brand. He's known nationwide. So, dude, this would be a special thing if Cristobal can make it happen. And man, maybe just maybe he can do it. And Coach Salavea as well. They were there at the at 12 o'clock at 12:01 to talk to him at his house. Didn't Shamar Stewart's coach tweeted out a picture of all of them together? So dude, there's obviously some love there, no doubt.
Yeah, 100%. Look, if my educated guess, I think we reel him in. I think Shamar Stewart commits to Miami. This is just me guessing.
Really? Wow.
I think right now, yeah.
It wasn't long ago that we were both sitting here saying Texas A&M.
Right, I know. And then I think didn't he cancel his visit?
Yeah. So that changes everything. But dude, with Georgia winning the title and everything changing since then, I understand why they might have bumped up his list a little more. But dude, it seems like Miami's in play. It seems like we're really genuinely in play.
And look, Ross, these kids, these are all human beings. Everyone changes their minds. Look, I change my mind all the time about things I want to do.
Yeah.
Devontae Williams, he just picked Miami. Everybody thought he was going to Florida.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Kevin Coleman seemed like he was going to go to Miami. He goes to Jackson State.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter picks Jackson State. So things change constantly. What if Shamar Stewart ends up at Jackson State?
These are 18-year-old kids, man.
Yeah.
They're still, even though at 18 you're technically an adult. Well, I think we all know, any of us who live past the age of 18, you're still a kid mentally for a lot of the things that you do in life. You still haven't matured fully yet as an adult. So, for these guys to make some moves that people don't predict, heck, man, that's just what kids do. They just do that kind of stuff generally in life. So, heck, man, if Shamar is a big surprise somewhere else, you can't really be shocked by that either. Because, dude, one thing, like I said, he knows how to push his brand and he knows how to get his face out there and get attention. So he's gonna put himself in whatever position he feels can maximize his brand.
Javon Jackson asks, where do you think this class ends up ranking?
We get Shamar, it changes everything.
No, we hit the top 25, no doubt about it. What are we at? Like 36 right now?
Something like about 36, yeah.
Then we'll definitely be top 25. I think it's Shamar definitely gets you in the top 25, maybe in the 20 range. I think if you add on someone else, like we may get 15.
That 15 to 20 range after what Diaz left for him, basically in this 2022 class, having to pick up the pieces of that disaster that was the 2022 class under Diaz. It's pretty freaking amazing if you honestly like really, really think about everything he's had to do to change these recruits' minds. Skinner, Kelly. I mean, dude, it's just nuts, It's nuts that he even got those guys to consider Miami that quick and to have their faith in him without a coordinator. That's how much these guys love Cristobal. They love this guy.
I think, yeah, Jaleel Skinner, Cyrus Moss, Shamar Stewart, like just that would be the icing on the cake completely.
Could you imagine that, dude? And then, dude, think about it. We still got a chance at a guy like Jack Pyburn, too. So, dude, if we add that, man, whew.
No, I mean, Mason Thomas, Ahmad Modin, I mean, just Mason Thomas for me. I mean, that would be huge.
He's explosive, man. He's really explosive. Ahmad Moten, though, man. I mean, dude, his first step on the defensive line, dude, lightning fast, dude. He's a player that he impresses me more and more and more as I watch him, dude. And I think that Cristobal actually really feels the same way about him because, like he told us, he's had a great relationship with him for a couple of years now. So this goes all the way to his time at Oregon.
Norman Fujioka, $10 donation. Thank you so much. With the A&M visit canceled, and if Shamar goes on a official visit in the next 2 weeks, it's almost certain he signs with the U. All right, Norman, love it. Let's keep it that way, man. Let's hope for the best because Shamar Stewart, that's going to change your program. That's a plug-in player. Year 1, year 2, he's going to make an impact. I strongly believe that.
And I mean, there's no doubt that he's the NFL type of upside guy. I mean, there's no doubt he's got the physical tools and he's got the technical tools already. He's one of those guys that if we get him, he might actually bring in a guy or two with him as well. Think about that, Paul, because he's got such a force and he's such a figure in the 2022 class. He might be able to flip a couple other guys to come in as well. Some names we're not even talking about yet.
All right, Ross, 34 minutes. 270 people joining us live. Greatly appreciate you guys joining us tonight. If you can hit subscribe, hit the like button, support our channel. Greatly appreciate it. Obviously, we're trying to hit 10K, so that's the goal. Anything else you want to cover, Ross? We covered a lot in a short amount of time. We're going to do a big recruiting show tomorrow as well, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, just the elite prospect days on the horizon, guys. It just the names keep adding and keep getting bigger and bigger and better and better. Cristobal understands the importance of making an event out of this and making it as flashy and as big as absolutely possible in his first year. We're not even talking about his first year, in his first month at Miami, basically. Getting things like that already set up and the ball already rolling. It's pretty freaking amazing. And the players who are going to be showing up seem outright excited already about the possibility of being at Miami. I mean, there's a lot more kids with 2022 kids with pictures in Canes gear now than there was a month or two ago. I'll tell you that.
Listen, the Mario Cristobal era is here at the University of Miami. We're just getting started. Things are looking bright. I can guarantee you we're going to win some ACC title games.
Dude, this is why we brought Cristobal in. We brought Cristobal in to be a nationwide presence, to not put the fence just around the Dade County area in Miami, but to get the elite players locally and to go after elite players and get them nationally. That's what's going to be the game changer. College football isn't the old school days. You can't just put a fence around your area and expect to get all the talent in the world to fill every class. You got to be willing to go outside your state and outside your comfort zone. Cristobal is basically, I don't think he has anything outside his comfort zone. I think he's pretty much comfortable trying and going anywhere to do anything, to talk to anybody.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's made a staple in the West Coast, in the state of Washington, Oregon area, Las Vegas, Nevada, getting Cyrus Moss out of Bishop Gorman. His name is very well known in Miami-Dade County, Broward, Palm Beach County, and the entire state of Florida. I'm excited.
Think about, a guy like Pyburn, a guy who is late in the process, who's getting all this hype and all this craze. Usually guys like that, they end up getting plugged in at schools like Georgia, like Bama. They get the hype and they get taken in by that. Well, dude, he's got Pyburn heading to visiting Miami. So, dude, we're right in play there. And Pyburn made it pretty clear to us when we spoke to him, dude, that he thinks Miami's a special place. He called us one of the blue bloods, so he understands that there's a history.
Miami Canes 37, $10 donation. Thank you so much. Wow, this is the OC, Jason Candle. It really came out of left field. No, 100%, man. If we land Jason Candle as our OC, like, that's a home run. That is a home run, literally.
This could all just have been one major strategic move by Cristobal to make sure that his guy didn't get plucked. So he just kept the information pouring out about other guys, and maybe Candle is the guy, and we'll find out soon. But I expect us to find out fairly soon from both of our coordinators, honestly. I mean, even though, like we said, we want to do the due diligence and we don't want to leave any stone unturned, we're reaching that point, though, where they've had, just about enough time, in my opinion, to make that happen and to be comfortable with the choice they've made.
All right, guys. We had 300 viewers on with us live. Thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to do a live recruiting show tomorrow.
Yep.
Have an elite list of names, courtesy of Ross for putting this all together. Like, he's literally doing things from the state of Alaska that no man can do. So hope you guys appreciate Ross's hard work for the class of 2023 specifically. It's going to be scary good, the amount of content we have in recruiting. And always, guys, all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.